So, as of this morning, President Biden and Vladimir Putin had agreed, quote unquote, in principle, whatever that means, to an in-person summit this week or next. The U.S. says that that summit is contingent upon Russia not invading Ukraine, which makes sense. I don't really know what you would say in a summit after the invasion. Hey, Vlad, come on, man. You can't just take Ukraine. You know the deal. Come on. And Vlad would just say, I've already invaded. Kiev is a resort now. I put in a spa. After the discussion of the potential discussion was made public this morning, Vladimir Putin addressed his Security Council and made a very profound move that may have hurt his chances to go fishing with Grandpa Joe.
Putin has told a televised meeting of his Security Council that Ukraine is being used as a tool against Russia, presenting a major and dangerous threat to his country. He made the remarks in a rare public gathering with his ministers and security officials. Mr. Putin also asked the meeting to consider an appeal for recognition by the two breakaway regions of Ukraine controlled by Russian-backed separatists. Here's what the Russian leader had to say.
Our goal is to listen to our colleagues and determine our next steps in this direction, bearing in mind both appeals of the leaders of the Donetsk People's Republic and Luhansk People's Republic to recognize their independence.
And now it's about to get complicated. Putin has decided that he would now just recognize two small regions of eastern Ukraine, which have been in a form of civil war for years now. Both areas are nominally run by Russian separatist groups, but those groups don't control all of the territory within those regions. Now, this is a huge deal because if Russia recognizes these two regions as separate sovereign nations, Putin could then just declare interest for the Russian people because of their cultural ties, and then send in forces to back the separatists in their fight against Ukraine, which would essentially be like an invasion, but insisting that it's not an invasion. He's just defending sovereign territory and Russian interests from an aggressor, which in this case would be Ukraine, which Ukraine would like to remind you it very much is not, because it is still within the borders of their country. And late this afternoon, Putin deployed Russian troops to these new states that he just invented for what he called, quote unquote, peacekeeping purposes, which is kind of how you would frame it whenever you brought your loser boyfriend over to eat dinner with your parents for the first time. Sure, it's going to start out respectful enough, but when you let them know that you have turned down the internship to tour with the boyfriend's band in their minivan all summer, shit's going to escalate. So, as of tonight, Vladimir Putin has invented two new countries and deployed troops to them. The West is desperate for all of this to end without any major economic fallout, and all the while, Ukraine is stuck in the middle with a gun to its head. Regardless of how this ends, this proud country and her proud people will never be quite the same. Thank you so much for supporting the show. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Be sure you hit the bell so you'll get notified as soon as our show drops, and you'll never miss any of our videos.